begun. It's going to be a great one here on SportsCenter with Jay and Dan. If I'm looking a little pale, it's because I forgot to hit the makeup chair. Just forgot all about it. So I'm sorry in advance. Today I'm the pale rider.
Makeup. We use it for a reason.
Yes, we do.
Because yeah, not so pretty.
It's not good. I know. I'm sorry. Speaking of not good, Philadelphia Flyers. They've been struggling a bit as of late.
To say the least.
Yeah.
They were in Calgary to play a Flames team that were coming off a 7-5 loss to the Oilers.
That was a crazy game.
That was a nutso. Calgary looking to get back on track because the Flames have now lost 3 of 4.
Gah! He leads the NFL in receptions, receiving yards, and yards per game. But would a minor toe ailment keep Antonio Brown from participating in an AFC North battle with Cincinnati? Ryan Shazier initial hit leads with his helmet. And right away, the Steelers' leading tackler, watch him reach for his back. Shazier was carted off and immediately taken to hospital, fighting for a wild card spot. They were up 17-3 at the break. Surely they would not let that lead fall to their AFC North rivals. Pittsburgh Steelers, isn't it? This is just like clockwork, isn't it? This is just how it is if you're a Bengals fan. You go up on the Steelers and you end up losing. It's devastating if you're a Bengals fan. Big Ben joining exclusive company, 8th ever quarterback to throw for more than 50,000 yards in his career. But this is the more important thing, the playoff picture in the AFC. The Steelers keeping pace with New England, identical 10-2 records. We should mention New England holds the tiebreaker, and this is a crushing loss for the Bengals if they had any playoff hopes, as they dropped to 5-7.
Alex Ovechkin. Yeah, we know he's good at the hockey. But Ovi, part of a very exclusive club. Top 20 goal scorers in league history. That list going into Monday night with just 2 active players on it. Jaromir Jagr and Ovechkin. He and Nick Backstrom playing on the line together went head-to-head in a game of guess who.
Did your guy sign a new deal this summer?
Yes.
Yeah, he did? Okay. I didn't, so. TJ Oshie.
You're right.
Hi.
I would watch an hour of that.
Yes. Line on the ice. Guess who scores? Ovi, 578th career goal, now 20th on the NHL's all-time scoring list, 20th to himself. Ovechkin. Nice pass to Brett Connolly, scores. Play goes on, though. Ovechkin shot. And the Caps celebrate that one as well. Refs call the play dead. They say, oh, let's have a peek at this. Hang on, everybody. Guess who scored?
I think the referees are going to call this one off.
It was Connolly. The original backhand. Yeah, that's in. Evgeny Kuznetsov wants to congratulate Connolly on the bench. Denied, so the self-fist tap. The Caps do win it. And Ovechkin moves past Mark Recchi into sole possession of 20th on the all-time goals list. Next up, Jari Kurri, and he's only 316 goals away from Wayne Gretzky.
Montreal forward Jonathan Drouin skated on his own before practice Monday. Head coach Claude Julien said Drouin is progressing and getting close to returning. He's been out since Thursday with a lower body injury. He's day-to-day and considered doubtful for Tuesday's game against the St. Louis Blues, which is my way of telling you that there is one place to see that game. Crank it. Habs, Tuesday. TSN, yeah. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Former NBA MVP Derrick Rose, who is pondering retirement following another injury, is back in Cleveland and ready to rejoin the Cavs, according to our close personal friend, ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. Coach Tyronn Lue says it'll be a couple more weeks before Rose will be ready to play. Cavs taking on the Bulls. LeBron, happy Cleveland's found its stride during an 11-game win streak. Cavs have won 12 straight.
Warriors and Pelicans, testy affair. Steph Curry finds a wide open Draymond Green. He's contested by DeMarcus Cousins. Green wants a call on the play. Lets the ref know it. And teed up. The Warriors have had a player ejected in 2 straight games. Green lucky not to make it 3. Durant's called for the foul. He says something to the ref. Also given a technical. Durant was the first Warrior to be ejected 2 games ago against the Magic. He avoids getting ejected here. Blocked by KD. Loses his cool. He's teed up. Since 2010, Cousins leads the league with 113 technical fouls. Things really come to a head between Cousins and Durant in the 4th. They have words after the whistle. The ref immediately gives them their 2nd technical fouls of the game. Didn't stop there. The two continue to jaw at each other. Well, they had to hold Kevin Durant back since 2010. Uh-oh, Curry trips, falls to the floor in discomfort as he gets up limping in pain. Why? Watch his right ankle. That's a surgically repaired right ankle. Immediately went to the room. Warriors become the first team to win a game down 20 at the half twice in a season in the shot clock era. But it comes at a cost. Curry leaves the game on crutches. X-rays negative. Curry's going to have an MRI on Tuesday.
Oh, man. How about this? A battle of early MVP candidates. Giannis Antetokounmpo facing off against Kyrie Irving. It is the Bucks. It is the Celtics. And in the first quarter, off a turnover, Antetokounmpo, vicious one-handed throwdown, averaging over 32 points against Boston. Kyrie not to be outdone. Not to be outdone. Oh, man. And then the step back over Tony Snell.
Snell-o-vision.
He had 32. Celtics has now won 3 straight. They're 21-4. They're looking great. Let's head over to Tim's Lounge.
I mentioned Snell-o-vision. How come we haven't had smell-o-vision instituted in our TVs? I thought that by now we would have smells.
Yeah.
Because you want to be in the action. You want to smell what the actors are smelling.
You don't want to smell this. The Winnipeg Jets are on a roll. After shutting out Ottawa 5-0 Sunday, the Jets, Dan, are 7-2-1 over their last 10. And they are tied with the Lightning atop the National Hockey League standings. They are in the hunt for the Art Ross. And Dan, we're not the only ones jumping on this bandwagon, because we've been on this bandwagon since the beginning of the season. Here's Ryan Whitney, former NHL defenseman. By the way, give me Winnipeg's top 6 over any other team in the National. And then another former NHLer who I believe is working in the media, Jeff O'Neill. Fine, Jets, I'll pick you again to win the Cup. Throw in Mark Scheifele for the Hart.
We were on this bandwagon before they even had a name.
Exactly. That's right. We were on this bandwagon when they were the lowly Thrashers.
And when they make a cup run, producer Tim has guaranteed we do the show live from the Forks.
Exactly.
Every night in Winnipeg.
Yeah, and my face will match the snow at Portage in Maine if we head over
Seattle's City Council voted 7-1 on Monday in favor of a $660 million renovation to Key Arena. Led by Tim Leiweke, the LA-based Oakview Group, horrible name, says renovations could be complete by October 2020. The deal clears the way for the NHL to potentially expand to Seattle at that time. Looks like a pretty nice arena when they renovate it.
Looks kind of weird. Seattle, hockey in Seattle. What do you think, Dan?
I don't like it.
No, why?
I don't think Seattle's a hockey town.
But they've had a WHL team there for decades.
What do you call them?
The Thunderbirds. Oh, the new team. You came up with a great name, Seattle Soundgarden. Perfect. Nice tribute to Chris Cornell and one of the seminal Seattle grunge acts.
And that's all you play at the games. Soundgarden.
Just nonstop Soundgarden, and only the deep cuts. None of the hits. The Giants have fired head coach Ben McAdoo and GM Jerry Reese. Last season, McAdoo led the Giants to the playoffs with an 11-5 record. He was just 2-10 this year. Defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo will take over as interim head coach. McAdoo fired a day after Eli Manning's consecutive start streak ended. Here's Giants president John Mara. Okay, but how did John Mara actually feel? You only learned that if you watched with the closed captioning on.
I just think that where we are as a franchise right now, we're 2-10. We've kind of been spiraling out of control here. I just felt like we needed a complete overhaul. I don't think there was any one event or one final act that precipitated that.
How much did the whole Eli situation play into it?
Really had no effect whatsoever. 2-10 is 2-10, and obviously the public reaction to that was not pleasant, but that really didn't have any effect on our decision.
And Eli's expected to start when the Giants host the Cowboys on Sunday.
I saw a tweet. It said, why would you entrust a billion-dollar company with a man who leaves the house with his hair like McAdoo?
Come on, it's fantastic.
Herm Edwards, introduced as Arizona State University's new head coach Monday. Spent the last 9 years as an NFL analyst for ESPN. Edwards hasn't coached since 2008, posted a 57-77 record between the Jets and Chiefs over 8 seasons.
Beautiful job by Pennington.
The thing you miss most, and these players will say it, when you don't play or you don't coach, it's the huddle. You miss the huddle. I'm on the train, by the way. I'm on the train. And I'm going to ride it. I will ride this train until it stops. It's not going to stop. We're going. We're going with you. And if you want to board on a little bit later, we got a seat. Just like Ray said, we got a seat for you. Might not be comfortable, but you'll have a seat.
Holt Rubino, Devil's Digest.
Devil's Digest, huh?
Yes, sir.
Where you located, my man?
Right here in Tempe.
Okay, Devil's Digest, okay. I'm Catholic now. I'm a Christian. Watch out them devils. I'm just saying.
Well,
we're good, brother.
You can see devils all over the place.
I ain't taking it personal.
He doesn't know the name of the team, right?
Sun Devils. I don't know if he does.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually knew that.
Okay, so maybe he does now. So he was unaware that Arizona State's mascot is a Sun Devil.
Sun Devil.
Okay.
Okay.
So?
Oh. In CFL news, the Hamilton Tiger Cats have taken the interim tag.
I thought
off
we were
June
going to
Jones.
something else there.
Yeah, so did I. Officially naming him the team's head coach. He took over after Ken Austin stepped down this past season. Hamilton won 6 of their final 10 games after June Jones took over. And he was asked about the possibility of signing Johnny Manziel.
We still have to make a decision on that, you know, whether he's going to join the Hamilton Ticats or not. The commissioner, it's in his lap right now. I worked him out twice, and his arm strength is much better than I thought it was. I think that he, you know, I really think if he makes a commitment to come up here for 3 or 4 years, that he'll write his own ticket if he wants to go down and play in the NFL again.
It would be cool to see him in the CFL.
That's intriguing.
Yeah, it would be very cool to see him in the CFL with June Jones as his coach. See what happens.
You know what's also cool?
What's that?
Having a head coach named June.
Yeah, that is true. You know what also is cool? Makeup. I look like Casper. When we return, one of the all-time greatest awards segments that you will see anywhere, anytime. It's called the Jannies, and it's coming up next here on SportsCenter with Jane. Grizzlies, Timberwolves, why should I care? Well, Memphis looking to end an 11-game losing streak. That's their longest since relocating to Memphis from Vancouver. In late fourth, Grizzlies up 1. Marc Gasol. We're going to stay till the end of these highlights to hear what he had to say about this game. He had a team-high 21. Jimmy Butler still had a chance to tie it for Minnie, but he doesn't get it to go. And the Grizzlies have ended their 11-game losing streak. What do you think, Marc Gasol?
It's the happiest win on a regular season game that I ever had. The guys has taken more ownership on their mistakes, and you know, it started to look more like us. Obviously, now we got to put together you know, more games and more wins, and guys getting used to having a little more confidence with the ball in their hands, and get used to playing together. So you know, overall, we won.
This is our awards segment. Every show, a different awards segment. Well, it's the same one. It's the Jannies. But it's every show. Roman Yossi, great opportunity. Anton Hudobin. No, Hudobin. I always make that mistake. Save it for you, Louis. Hudobin. Nothing boring about that. Courtney Lee trying to make the entry pass. The ball hits the rim and leads to a wide open Victor Oladipo throwdown.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, open court, full extension. Yeah, I don't know what all that means. Clear that up at the end of the show. 0. That's the forecast high on Saturday in Toronto. Why do I tell you this? Because the MLS Cup goes Saturday in Toronto. And there's a chance of snow. So just imagine we get that postcard backdrop like we just had for the Grey Cup. Toronto faces Seattle in a rematch of last year's final, a game the Green Guys won. And we are now just days away from the MLS Cup. Toronto FC in Seattle for the second year in a row. Catch it next Saturday, live from BMO Field. Well, this Saturday. Yeah, I hate when people say next Saturday. This Saturday.
This coming Saturday.
This coming Saturday. In a few days from now.
That leads us to our most popular segment on the show, Awkward Bro Greetings. Today's contestants, Brett Connolly and Yevgeny Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov, pretty funny guy. Boom. This narrowly missed our plays of the week. And in the end, they lost.
Found out what old hat means.
Ooh, tell me, Dan.
Too long and somewhat vulgar. Ah.
Welcome back to Webster.
They had that game won.
Roar of the Rings Draw 8. Brad Gushu against Brad Jacobs. The Battle of the Brads. Jacobs up 4-2 second stones. E.J. Harnden facing 2 double run back. Nails it. Opening up the house, leading to an important blank. Tim Hortons, the sponsor. Good sponsor, good people, good coffee, good donuts.
And then there's a really easy double.
8th end, Jacobs up 5-3 with the hammer facing 2. And that's exactly what you want to do in that situation. Jacobs runs away with it, 7-4, the final.
I want Tim Hortons to have human-sized cups so we could have them here. So as tall as us, that'd be pretty cool, like they had on the curling.
Yeah. Why don't we have a couple of human-sized cups run around here, and then we can have the interns dress as them? That'd be the ultimate baller move if Kevin Cheveldayoff is like, yeah, take Line A. Take him. Speaking of baller, big baller, LeVar Ball has pulled his middle son, LiAngelo, out of UCLA before playing a single game. The freshman, one of 3 players who were suspended indefinitely following that shoplifting incident in China last month. As part of their suspensions, the players have not been allowed to suit up, practice, or travel with the team. LeVar says he feels the consequences were stiffer here than they were in China. Comparing their punishment to jail, he says he's unsure of where LiAngelo will play this season. But after pulling LaMelo out of his high school earlier this year so he could homeschool him, we think we know exactly what school LiAngelo will be attending.
Is school getting in the way of your basketball dreams? Do you crave an academic setting that contains no academic setting at all? Then enroll today at LeVar Ball's homeschool, LeVar's outstanding university in a domestic setting. At Louds, you'll master the skills of having only one skill. We offer 0 courses in economics, math, and science. Instead, we have a full slate of gym classes like gym class, second gym class, and LeVar Ball yells at you to be more baller gym class. Louds also has a multitude of esteemed alumni who have gone on to greatness. Our prom is also super weird. LeVar's outstanding university in a domestic setting, a place for no distractions, besides LeVar Ball.
What a guy.
Time now for the World Sports Report. Weekend it was. Hey, just chucking darts. World Sports Report takes us to the Adelaide Oval in Southern Australia, where spinner Nathan Lyon makes what cricket fans are calling the catch of the summer. Remember, Australia is in the Southern Hemisphere, so their seasons are the opposite of ours.
That's the World Sports Report.
Oh, right.
With the holiday season approaching, we know it can be hard to find the right gift for the sports fan in your life. That's why if you're having trouble picking something out, you need to pick up this week's edition of the Jay and Dan catalog. The best sports products you can buy. Like this. Listen to all your favorite dirty hits on the Rob Gronkowski Dirty Hits CD collection. Songs include Dirty by Christina Aguilera, AC/DC's Dirty Deeds, and the rest are Just Talk Dirty to Me by Poison. These hits are way late and will be available after next week.
If you're tired of outrageous arena alcohol prices, grab the only discreet flask that looks like a blocker. The Tuca Flask. Don't get caught sneaking in booze. With the Tuca Flask, people just think you're a disgruntled Bruins fan who brought his blocker to the game.
It happens. Finally, get a year-long subscription to Tim Magazine. Not Time Magazine. Tim Magazine is the only magazine for Tims, by Tims, about Tims. The first issue you'll receive is the Tim Person of the Year, who is once again producer Tim. There's also a lengthy profile about how Tim sometimes yells at his computer when he doesn't like the news he's seeing. That is very true. The Jay and Dan catalog, the best sports product you can buy.
Get that magazine right next to Zoomer magazine.
I saw a lady was reading Zoomer on the plane I took from Kelowna this morning.
Yeah, this top 10 coming up. Ad inspired.
Hilaire, lui, se dit que si Rayala marque, sa soirée est terminée. Rayala face à Giannoni. Il marque. C'est Rayala qui offre la victoire à Martin Steinegger. 4 sur 4 pour l'ancien défenseur.
That's Tony Rayala. He was drafted by the Oilers back in 2009. Didn't play a single game in the NHL, but hey, maybe that highlight of his from the Swiss League will get the Oilers all excited again, because they must have liked something to draft Rayala in the 4th round. Oilers management would be like, oh yeah, Flipsy McGee, I remember him. Well, Oilers brass, if you're talking to Tony, let him know he inspired a top 10. It's one-handed goals.
Ooh. You're going to like the next one, Dan. Listen to how this announcer says Ray Ferraro.
Cuts it off left wing, right into Fitzgerald, he scores! Boy, you gotta love it. And Ray Ferraro performs some magic.
Daniel Sedin spots his brother Henrik. Very nicely done.
These are one-handed goals.
Okay, let's check in on this one here. Pavel Datsyuk. Yeah, same. Okay. Can we do a top 10 one-handed goals that aren't all the same?
That'll be tomorrow's top 10. No, you already called tomorrow's top 10. What is it again? Top 10 silly string?
Boom. Top 10
fall down, go boom.
John Tavares said.
This is by far the best one, Dan.
See, that was
amazing. Sidney Crosby. Yeah, that's why it's number 1, said producer Tim. And it was Jakes McDonald who for the Ray Ferraro one, who's calling him Ferraro.
So it's going to be top 10 fall down plays or top 10 exciting, weird breakaways.
That's a broad category. Wow.
Weird.
It's true. We had a long talk about that. Somebody in our bathroom near our offices takes off their glasses and then they go into the stall. So anyway, 1v1 brought to you by our friends at Ram. The challenger is Alex Ovechkin, showing off the sweet hands, sending up the Brett Connolly goal. I feel like this has no chance to beat the champion, and this champion has been champion for a while. How many weeks, or how many times? 5-time champion? 5-time champion, Carey Price, robbing a friend of SportsCenter with Jane Dan, Nick Foligno. Go to tsn.ca/1v1, vote, and the winner will be revealed on Tuesday's 6 Eastern edition of SportsCenter with Rod Smith. Lindsay Hamilton has the next 6 months off.
Sweet gig. You blew it. We point out our errors.
I said Winnipeg was in the running to win the Art Ross, which would be impossible. Should be the President's Trophy. Sorry about that.
You forgot to get makeup. You also did that. So.
Yeah, I really messed that one up. Oh, and can we mention very quickly Farhan Lalji, Dan?
Yes, championship winning Farhan Lalji, head coach.
Yes, head coach of the new Westminster High-Axe. Over the weekend, his team trailing by 7 scored a last-second TD and a 2-point convert to win the BC Provincial Championship. And Farhan, when it was all over, he was jumping for joy. Look at that.
True story. When I first went to Vancouver to work, my first interview with anyone was him as a head coach.
Way to go, Dan. Wait, did I get makeup? No, I didn't. I didn't get makeup, did I?